So how do you fight for your joy amidst trauma or depression or PTSD or whatever complicated situations that go on for you in your life? We've talked about what fighting for your joy means, fighting and savoring the moments of joy and the joy in any situation that might be difficult, either externally or in our minds. And for me, both have been very present. Joy and happiness are a choice or an internal shift of joy that are fighting for without letting your circumstance dictate you. That can be really challenging to just feel a joy or breathe into a moment of finding the happiness when everything around you is falling apart. But it's what this course was started from, is me doing that very thing, and has led to this life that is beyond my dreams. So when we relish things in life, like the small moments of joy or the big moments of our lives, and let ourselves breathe them in, it shifts the energy in our body and in our mind. So if you've had a bad day with one of those bad things happening after another, then you can stop and pay attention to someone being nice to you or taking a moment to enjoy a sunset and not let that day change your life. You are at choice to see the joy in that day instead of focusing on the circumstances that seem to project upon you a day that you didn't want to have. You know the trick I use to fighting for joy? Are using my meditation techniques, my visualization affirmations. Those things help set the stage so that my mind has the practice of using those muscles in my brain and in my mind to make choices based on things so that when I'm in the real world, I actually can take action doing that. Recently, I had this woman reach out to me who has been a friend of mine for a long time, and she was very mad at me. She felt that I had judged her and was lashing out at me, calling me names. And instead of me yelling back or letting her take me down the road of arguing or disagreements or hurtful actions, I took a breath and I chose to see the joy in her. Me and her had many joyful moments together, and I realized something was going on with her. By joy, I mean the parts of her that I love, the light that reflected back when we had interactions. It wasn't easy for me to respond in that way when someone has been so hurtful to me, but I realized if I engaged in this anger or this confrontation, I was now going to go down that road and not be in my joy. So I stepped back and I connected with the joy that I've had her, knowing that she's someone in pain and that I've been where she is before, and I've attacked people when I'm in pain. So I treated her how I would want to be treated in that situation that could have escalated. Now, many days later, that situation is resolved and she's confessed she doesn't know why she was so mad, and she apologized. In reality, it had nothing to do with me. And because I chose to see the joy in that moment, in that situation, and to see that she was just someone in pain, it really shifted the whole situation. And then I didn't take on more of that pain. The other day, I have 2 antique cars. Both of my cars broke down in the same day, and it was just one thing after another. And I posted something about it on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for your bad day." And I believed actually it was the universe telling me to slow down and put joy as my first priority. I chose to look at it as the universe pointing to me in right direction, and that I felt protected by that. Like that really, I just needed to slow down. So instead of letting my car situation impact me in a negative way, I stopped and I actually smiled on my face because I was actually stuck at the beach, and I just looked at the ocean. And in that moment, I listened to the sign that I needed to just take time. So I looked over the ocean and I thought about all the things that I'm thankful for. And there's so many fronts in my life that are just amazing right now. And if the car had started, I would have not taken that moment to reflect how blessed I actually am and had a moment for myself. So when someone is saying mean or hurtful things to me, I'm trying to always say affirmations in my mind or think positive things or focus on my breath. I practice breathing. I take my power back from that circumstances outside myself that I can't change. This happens to me daily, especially in the types of environments that I am, whether in the corporate world where it's super high pressure or when I'm in Africa and literally my life is in danger. How can I stay focused on what's really important and what to stay positive? I choose to look at the things I do love about that situation or why I'm in that situation or about myself or the things I love in my life. Then people usually tend to be more nicer afterwards, or at least it seems like that, because I put that framework and I didn't buy into whatever that negative situation was and kind of contribute to that problem. Committing to joy isn't always easy. Actually, in the beginning, it seemed like it was very challenging. But some days it feels unbearable to go into the joy. You just want to stay in the pain because it's so uncomfortable. But those are the days when it's most important to fight for every morsel of joy in your lives, regardless of your circumstances. So, can you rise to the occasion and fight for your joy today? What circumstances or people, places, or things that are pulling your energy and it makes it hard for you to stay in the joy? Because we can make choices to stay in the joy no matter our circumstances. So if I can do it, I know you can do it. So let's fight for our joy today and be happy, joyous.